All right. Hey everybody, this is Amy with Uniquely Crafts. I am going to show a couple different videos today. One is how to do the round bead kits, diamond art kits. There are several people that still don't know how to do diamond art, so we are doing some videos to show you all how to do them. So in your kit, you're going to get a tool set with your tray. This is considered wax, and your pen. You're also going to get all of your beads in the kit. And so when you first start, there's a tube at the end of this pen and you get a wax. Now the thing that people don't forget about is they try and just push it in. And there's actually a clear plastic sheet that you're going to pull it back and you're going to press it in, and it fills this tube up. And this is how you're going to pick the beads up out of the tray. So when I first start, I look at my design and I see what I want to do. So here I'm going to do the Y's. And so I look at my key, and my key here says Y is number 29. So I look through my packages and I get package number 29. Now you can also go by the third line, which says 3727. Now this is actually the bead color. So it also says it here at the bottom. So you can go by either 29 or 3727. Now I'm just gonna pour some in my tray. I don't like to pour a whole bunch, just because I'll show you how. I just pour a little bit here, because there's a couple different ways of how to do this. And if you shake the tray, and let's say you're right-handed, you want this end here and this end here. So if you shake it and then you tilt it down, see how they kind of line up into a line? And so I'm going to pull this back to wherever I'm working to. I always like to work from the top down, just because then I'm not rubbing against the beads. And so I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to do one by one. And so here I'm just going to pick it up and I'm going to put it on the Y, and I'm just going to, they just stick on. This here is very sticky. And so we're just picking them up and putting them on the Y's, and they just stick. Now, let's say if you make a mistake, you put one here and you can actually move it up to the area, or you can actually pick it off and put it back in your tray. Now, if you do move it, it's not a big deal. They're still stuck on. These are not coming off. Once they are on, they're on. And so then I also have this tool, which a lot of people ask about. And this is for what the lines help for. This can pick up multiple beads at one time. So what you're gonna do is, that's why I like the flat wax. Because you take the flat wax and I press it down like I did here, and I press it all the way down, and then I just take my fingers and I just kind of flip them up, flip the extra wax that's on the sides into it. And then a lot of times the corners, I just do an extra one. So as you can see here, what I did was I just take this and I just press it down, and I just put my finger underneath of it. And I just press really hard just to get those corners, because those corners sometimes don't always get filled up. Now this is when you have a big area like I have here with all the Y's. So when you shake that tray, like I said, and then you tilt it down and see how they're in the lines, I'm just gonna pick it up and see how I just picked up all of those. And now I'm gonna put them on. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do a whole bunch of them, and then I'll go back through and I can straighten them out. Either you can use the pen, or a lot of times I just use my fingernail. Now with round beads, you can kind of put them however you want. As you can see here, there's a lot of holes underneath this light. And so that's the difference between, and I'll be showing a video on how to do square beads where they fit closer together. And so when you want to take a break, you're going to put this sheet back over it. Now this sheet is not reversible, so we do put a little sticker here that says it, because the more beads you put on, the less this stays down. And so a lot of times people just put it back on real quick, and then they go to tear it off, and it's really really hard to rip off, and that's because this sheet is on backwards. You can also use parchment paper if you don't like this kind of paper. And so when you want to take a break, what we do when we're at shows is I take my sheet here and I take my beads, because we do package all of these in Ziploc bags. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll it with the beads on the outside. I like to put these in the middle because it gives it some durability for like if it gets smashed or things like that. So what I do is I roll it up, and then I'll just put a rubber band around it, and I'll just take it to the next show. When I want to get it out, I'm just gonna unroll it. Now the more beads you put on it, the more it's gonna lay flat. And so when you're completely done, which we'll show in another video, is you're gonna cut this edge off, and we make all of our designs so they fit a standard size frame. So you can go to any Michaels, Hobby Lobby, a lot of times Walmart has the frames, and you're gonna put it right into a frame. And so we'll show a quick video on how to actually put it in a frame, how easy it is, how quick it is, and that way you're not spending $100 or $200 on framing. So this is how you do the round beads, and here in a minute I will be showing how to do the square beads.